Welcome to PDXposed from Walla Walla. Hi, I'm your host, John Olson. Now, you've been hearing a lot about Walla Walla over the last few years, and it's probably been about its sweet onions, but there's a lot more going on out here, like amazing wineries, a world-class hotel, and fantastic restaurants. My opinion, though, its most impressive commodity would be its people. And speaking of good people, I brought along my buddy Kevin from Divine Wine out of Portland to be my wine interpreter for the weekend. There's a lot to learn, and well, quite frankly, I'm kind of a novice. So, we're going to teach you about wines, we're going to teach you about Walla Walla right after this. PDXposed is brought to you by American Laser Centers. Go to PDXposed.com now and register for your chance to win $1,500 in laser hair removal from American Laser Centers. Look stunning for fall. Register to win now at PDXposed.com. I've often wondered what Walla Walla actually meant. Well, it's Native American for many waters. Located in southeast Washington, Walla Walla is a community steeped in history and rich with beauty. With rainfalls less than 16 inches a year, Walla Walla is often called an oasis in the desert with its many beautiful trees. What started out as a hobby for fourth-generation Walla Walla and Justin Wiley soon became his passion, winemaking. Today, Vapiano is one of Walla Walla's most thriving vineyards, thanks to great people, great vision, and great grapes. Okay, Justin, before we learn about the grapes and the process here, because I know this is the key to the good wine, tell us your story.
Vapiano Vineyards was started in 1999 after I lived in Florence, Italy for a year. Was really inspired by the culture there, which when I came back home, I created Vapiano Vineyards in '99, where we planted our first 10 acres, which was Cabernet, Syrah, and Merlot.
Well, speaking of growing and the time it takes to do this, because one of the things I've always wondered, I'm not very patient. I'm not one of the most patient guys in the world. You have to be patient to do this.
So we planted this vineyard, we're in here is block 1. This was planted in 2000, and our very first release was the 2005 Estate Cabernet.
There's a lot of stuff happening around here today. This is an important time of year for you guys.
We're right in the middle of harvest. We've harvested probably 15% of what's grown here, and we're bringing fruit in from all around Washington State as well.
Well, I know you've been working today, so I think it's time that we actually go see exactly what is happening, because I need to learn more about this process.
All right, let's go.
All right, man.
This is our Syrah. This is block 4, right up the road here, and this was picked this morning. This was a Joseph Phelps clone, and these vines are in their 8th year of production, and this will go into our estate Syrah.
How long do they sit here? When did these get picked?
These were picked at about 11 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow.
So
who picked them all?
I have a small crew, and we pick 6 to 8 bins every morning, and we'll crush in the afternoon.
All right, let's go see what happens next. Not that the rest of the process isn't fun, but this to me is sort of the most fun.
This is the final stage before it goes to bottle. So this is my 2006 Syrah. This wine will be bottled in February, be released in May or June next year. And this is a blend of a Washington State blend of Porteous Vineyard, Lewis Vineyard. There's some Vapiano Estate fruit as well, some fruit from Red Mountain, and from Minnick Vineyard. This wine, 60% of it will be sold out of the tasting room, and the remainder of it will go to Oregon, Idaho, Southern California, and Chicago.
We'll get a lot for Oregon, right?
Yeah, this is a good time to introduce our buddy Kevin here. He's my wine expert. He's my wine sort of, what's the word, interpreter, basically, because I don't speak the language entirely, but Kevin is with Divine Wines. He's coming along, he's going to help us, he's going to help you, the viewer, learn a little bit more about the basics. All right, Justin, now here's the true example of enjoying the fruits of your labor. We're in the tasting room.
You know, the tasting room is really the final stage before the consumer gets a chance to interact with us. So starting with the vineyard and creating the vineyards, developing a wine program, building the facility, and then finally being able to pour the wine for guests is really, really special for the sense that everybody gets to come and experience what we have spent the last 7 years creating.
You have a fabulous winery here. You have a lot to be proud of. We had a great day. It's an incredible night in Walla Walla. But before we wrap it up here, tell us about your experience with the Walla Walla community. You've been here 4 generations now. Describe Walla Walla.
Walla Walla for a very long time has been merely a farming community, and as it's evolved and more people have come back, they've brought other interests and other talents to the community, such as from the culinary side of it, from the viticulture side, enology side. Everybody has really brought a lot to Walla Walla.
Walla Walla's best kept secret.
I would have to say it would be our local restaurant scene.
I know that our viewers are definitely want to know what does Va Piano, what does it mean?
Va Piano means go slowly, and it was a name or a term that was given to a friend of mine who still lived in Florence after I came home.
What are you most proud of in your community? You've obviously chosen to live here and to make your life here. You were in Italy, you've been around.
I think that most people who have moved back here have moved here for the quality of life. And due to communications and our laptops and all of our ability to connect with the outside world, there's a lot more people who are able to live here.
You have a motto that was very impressive to me. What's your slogan?
Va piano is used in the term chi va piano va sano e va lontano, which means he who goes slowly goes safely and goes far. I think that really truly represents what we're doing here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. The Marcus Whitman Hotel, located right in the heart of downtown Walla Walla, is putting our crew up for the weekend. Now, I checked out their website before we got here, and it looked pretty good. But walking into the lobby here, I think it's going to be really, really good. Take us on a little tour of this room and the lobby and the guest rooms.
Okay. Well, right now you're in our Georgian room, and a lot of people get married here. Well, we just had a wedding party here. I was taking pictures a few moments ago as well. And of course, the lobby, everything in there is pretty much original. We had George King lighting out of Portland, take the chandeliers, redo everything for us. We ground about 1/8 of an inch off the terrazzo marble to smooth it all out, cleaned up all the European mahogany.
The rooms are amazing too.
Yeah.
Describe the rooms.
We've always had the high-end Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. One of my rules is you got to have a great night's sleep, and a bed makes all the difference. So we've added flat-screen TVs now, big walk-in showers, large vanities for the ladies with drawers and storage, handheld hair dryers. We carry the same fabrics and colors throughout the entire hotel. So whether you're in a room in our historic tower or in our west wing or even in our ballrooms, you'll see those fabrics and colors throughout. So there's a continuity in that as well. But as you can see, and as you've been around the last couple of days, the old Grand Dam is shining. So
it looks incredible. Now you have some stuff going on too. There's construction up top. We went up top today.
In about a month, we're going to start on Panorama, which is our new lounge and nightclub on the very top on the 12th floor.
I noticed there's also a chopper as you walk in the door here. Tell us why that is.
Well, ownership does have its privileges. So that's my parking spot. So
that's your hobby, though.
Yeah, I've been involved in motorcycles since I was about 12, and actually built that bike back in 2003, and that's therapy.
What's going to happen tonight?
Well, Chef Bear is putting on a sample of what we do for our winemaker dinner. So it's 7 courses, 6 wines, all paired, and we're actually using the wines that from the folks that you've met on your trip here. It'll give you a feel for what we do for our winemaker dinner series, which we do 7 of them a year.
We're going to start off with a Seckel pear. Seckles are an old heirloom variety, smaller, sweeter pears. We're going to do a little Dungeness crab with Yukon potatoes and Serrano ham. And then we're going to do a smoked curd boiled pork cheek We're going to braise that, serve it with local organic mustard greens and a quinella smashed yams with preserved lemon. Are you hungry?
I am.
Kyle?
I am.
We got to thank one special person here because this trip happened because of Kevin, my buddy from Portland here, is with Divine Wines. Kevin, you made this trip happen. Thank you so much.
Well, glad to be a part of it, John.
Tell us about Divine Wines.
Well, Divine started about 5 years ago, and just after I got done with retail, I decided, well, one, I want to move back to my hometown, Portland, and really wanted to promote Washington wines in Oregon.
How did wine get into your blood, though? You've been into wines for a long, long time.
Other than drinking quite a bit. When I was a freshman at Whitman, my friend Mark Weideman introduced me to Rick Small, who was one of the pioneering winemakers here in Walla Walla. And we just, he took me to some wine dinners, and he was a big supporter of Planned Parenthood auction here, and I just got more and more involved with Rick. And I'd show up at his tasting room and just spend hours talking about this or that, and he's so charismatic and passionate that it's funny, it just sort of all evolved from there.
Now, you told me before that Walla Walla wines are a huge passion of yours, and we're about to find out more so. We've already experienced one winery. Why is it such a huge passion for you?
I think it's where it melded passion and intuition. So many things are going on. It's not tried, true, and tested, and I've never kind of gone along the norm. I've never succeeded by going along the norm. Every time I've had an idea and gone after it, people have gone, what?
Why are you doing this?
And I just, sometimes you just believe in something and you go after it.
Hi, we're Throwback Suburbia, and you're watching PDXposed goes Walla Walla.
Why does PDXposed get to go everywhere? Where's Walla Walla?
Sweet. Onions.
To be featured on PDXposed, please contact 503-702-7895 or drop us an email at info@pdxposed.com. Rick Small opened Woodward Canyon Winery in 1981. At that time, they were just the second winery in the Walla Walla Valley. Their theme was then and is today, quality versus quantity.
I was the second winery, and Leonetti Cellar was the first, and set this just remarkably impressive example for, I think, all of the rest of us that came after. But Gary Figgins and I are really, really good friends. We started making homemade wine together, and then I got serious, and he bonded. I helped him a little bit, and just got more involved in making wine, and at the same time decided I needed to try to plant some wine grapes. And so, I was the second winery. LaCole came shortly after, and then Waterbrook and others. But I think the level of quality and the commitment to quality and the commitment to premier wine growing has always happened, and I give full credit to that to Gary Figgins because he set the tone. But I said, boy, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it the same way he does, and because I can't see another reason to do it. I can't see another way to do it, but to drive for quality and continue always to strive for that. We're going to be running up to the top of Woodward Canyon, which is about 850 feet at the top. And so my family, I'm third generation here, and so my grandpa and my dad before were cattle ranchers and wheat farmers. He's not spoiled at all.
Larry.
The true story is I like to believe that I'm training him, but the fact is I'm teaching him, but in fact it's the other way around. He's totally training me.
So right now, this is a very, very busy time for you, obviously.
It's absolutely busy, and you're up late. I mean, I didn't get a hold of my harvest crew until this morning, really, to be sure we were going to go today, and it's a busy time. I mean, it's like taking finals for 2 months.
What happens when you're done with the harvest
Well, getting it in is just that's part of it, and getting it all in the door and knowing that you're not going to be subjected to any kind of weather variation. That is a huge deal. I sleep much better at night after that's over. But that doesn't mean that you're still finished. You still got pump overs and punch downs. You've got pressing and drops and pumping the wine into barrels and everything like that. But usually that's not so bad because it's all indoor work. But the intensity of the harvest and the crush is a time limit that, you know, I kind of dread it when it starts, and then when it's underway, it's almost like a narcotic.
It feels like it would be like that.
It's totally, yeah. I mean, espresso. I mean, you need espresso at all times of the day, and interestingly enough, you never have a problem going to sleep.
So Rick, you have a lot of people that have been with you for several years.
Sure. Oh, sure. Yes.
Tell us about the people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of these people have been here working for 5 and 6, but a few of the people, like Juan and Rafa and Kiko and Manuel, have been here as second-generation people. Their dads were here. Their dads and moms helped me, and in fact, in Kiko and Manuel's case, their father still comes out and helps us harvest grapes.
Kevin had great things to say about your wine. I brought him along as my wine interpreter for the weekend since he knows this stuff, so he can kind of interpret it.
Sure.
But he had a lot of really good things to say about your wine. Tell us how you guys met. It's a good story.
Well, back when I was a freshman at Whitman, another person that worked for Rick, Mark Weideman,
Yes.
introduced us,
Yes.
and then I kept coming out to different winemaker dinners, and then we met again over and over at the Planned Parenthood auctions, and just developed a friendship.
I always remember once when there was this customer, and always it was Whitman College, and Kevin had this incredible palate. I mean, for someone who goes to Whitman, I understand that a lot of Whitman students are exposed to wine, their parents drink wine, and they grow up with wine on the table, and they just have grown up with wine. But I was incredibly intrigued about Kevin and his interest in wine, and so when I saw that, I was attracted to that. I thought that was a very neat thing, and I think I would agree with Kevin in everything he said about our friendship.
What is Walla Walla's best kept secret?
Well, I think Walla Walla's best kept secret might be, I don't know that I could say it's a secret art community. I mean, the cultural arts in Walla Walla are, to me, one of the real special things. We have some fabulous music here and some really, really beautiful art.
So you've said earlier today you have not made your best bottle of wine yet, and
Yeah.
I hope you never do.
Yeah, and I really mean that. I want to get close a couple times, and I've always tell people, one of the things people ask me is which one do you like best or whatever, and I say, well, you know, it's like your children. I mean, it depends on what time of day or what month or whatever, which way they are. But I've loved my work, but there's so much I don't know yet. There's so much that I've got to learn. I want to get close, but I never want to make the best wine.
At the foot of Washington's beautiful Blue Mountains lies the Walla Walla Valley, which has blossomed into a wine lover's paradise. Today, it houses over 100 wineries, gaining much national and international acclaim in publications like the Boston Globe, New York Times, Wine Enthusiast, and many more. The region is best known for its reds. However, its whites might just be the valley's best-kept secret. High-quality wines, affordable prices. Sounds like an excellent combination to me. That's exactly what you'll find at Bergevin Lane Winery right here in downtown Walla Walla. They're woman-owned and operated, and they've got a great story. Let's meet them. We're with Annette, who is a fifth-generation Walla Wallan.
When I was growing up, it was all wheat fields, a lot of ranchers, a lot of farms. And if you drive around Walla Walla now, you're going to see a lot of changes. There's a lot of extra green happening around the valley, and that's the vineyards, and it's beautiful. It's really added a lot to downtown Walla Walla.
What is Walla Walla's best kept secret?
I think it's the people. And then the people who are here making the wines, just adding to the whole culture of downtown Walla Walla and the surrounding areas. And our whole region, it's such a perfect place to grow wine.
Winemakers are coming from all over the world to make wine here now.
So you chose a winemaker from Denmark. How did you fix that?
I know. Well, he's just a great guy, number one. His enthusiasm is out of this world, and his passion for wine is just addictive. there's so much of him that goes into each of these barrels, and he's really somebody that we work with. He obviously has the ultimate say. I mean, he has the education and the history of making the wines, but it's a great partnership.
Your wines seem to be very, very integrated, very great tannin structure, and just enough oak to add flavor, but not to be over oaked.
You have to start buying the right barrels initially, right? And that means I don't use any heavy toasted oak at all. I use a little bit of medium plus just to add a little bit more structure to some of the lots.
You make a lot of different wines here, so what's your favorite?
I really get really excited about one particular grape, which we source from a very, very, very secret site. Has really, really chewy tannins. It's just so fresh, so vibrant, and it's just in.
Well, we gotta go taste that.
Yeah, we gotta go taste that, exactly, yeah.
Okay, so the anatomy of a winemaker. The boots, great stained pants, you got wine stained hands, you could be working on a construction site, you got your siphoner, you got your wine glass in hand. You're all set, man.
And the purple teeth.
And the purple teeth. What made you get into this business, and was it what you thought it would be?
The industry itself is so exciting. People come in with a smile on their face. I mean, this is what they're doing in their leisure. This is what they're doing for fun, is they're coming in to try wines.
You have some blood, sweat, equity into this tasting room. Tell us about that.
And tears.
And tears.
Literally. Yeah, a week before we opened our tasting room in 2003. We were literally up painting the walls. I was on a scaffolding, and it was quite tenuous. We were really nervous about the colors. I mean, this was going to be how we were presenting ourselves to the world.
I think it's one of the most beautiful tasting rooms I've been in. I've been in a lot of them. This is beautiful. The colors are amazing, and you have shirts for sale. Wine Diva.
Lots of women who drink wine like to be called wine divas, so we've kind of owned that name.
So I read on your website that you guys have a club, and I want to know what I need to do to get into the club.
Oh, okay. If you could each raise your right hand or left hand.
Because you see I'm left-handed?
You're left-handed.
Very good attention to detail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And give me a little swirl. That's it. You can join. It's Club Swirl.
So people can sign up through your website?
Through the website. Absolutely.
I'll swirl to that.
Yeah.
I'm in. Don't go away.
PDXposed from Walla Walla. We'll be right back.
To be featured on PDXposed, please contact 503-702-7895 or drop us an email at info@pdxposed.com. All day long we've been hearing about Hamleys in Pendleton. Well, you know what? We're going to see for ourselves why people have been coming from thousands of miles away, literally thousands of miles away, to check this place out. I'm going to meet up with Vince here. He's one of the owners of this incredible steakhouse. He's going to take us on a tour of this place. This place is sweet.
Hey, John.
Hey, Vince. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Welcome to Hamley.
Hey,
Got a lot to show you. This is one of our local working rooms. People will schedule us for banquets, small banquets, business meetings, receptions. This room has been used a lot. The American Tin Ceiling Institute of America just awarded Hamley Steakhouse the grand prize of over 500 entries. Just today, we're the winner.
This is spectacular. Wow.
Now, we have had some recent intimate dinners with some very famous names, people that have heard of this table and made their reservation and really have had some fantastic meals down here.
82 Cheval Blanc. Oh, hello. I mean, you got Montfortine, Pergola Torte. I mean, unbelievable. what you don't realize, or maybe from first glance, these are old barrel staves.
Yes, they are.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
This is exciting. Shaver Hillside Select Arajo, Montelena. Is that an old Phelps?
This is okay.
Unbelievable.
Getting involved in the Hamley Steakhouse, I learned one thing: cowboys don't drink wine until now. Here at Hamley, if you want a bottle of very approachable red table wine, this is what you're going to be served. We're very proud of this. Drinks Great 2004.
We are all about quality in our store, in the restaurant, the steakhouse, the coffee shop, and our effort and goal is to have that be present in the Hamley Steakhouse.
Well, this is our upper deck here at Hamley Steakhouse, and as the weather permits, this is where we dine.
So the tour continues to the most incredible kitchen I think I've ever been into in my entire life.
Most beautiful kitchen I've ever been
Could
in.
you ever dream of working in a place like this?
No, sir.
As a chef, this is like heaven for you.
Yes, it is.
So tell us about our food tonight. Speaking of heaven, I hear it's incredible.
We have ribs that we smoke here in-house. It's all organic, no antibiotics, no hormones. You're getting a double-cut Delmonico this evening.
I am so lucky and privileged to be with PDXposed and walk through wine country like we have. Cheval Blanc is one of my favorite wines, and I get to be the wine dork on this show this week, and this is where it's at.
Thanks so much for joining us on this very special episode of PDXposed from Walla Walla. We had a great trip. We hope you enjoyed the show. What an amazing place this is. A great hotel, phenomenal restaurants, and the wineries, oh my God, world class. Thanks to Kevin from Divine Wines for making this trip happen. You are the man. I think we might be back in Walla Walla, actually. And by the way, if my teeth are a little bit red right here, or my lips are a little red, it's because I've been drinking some pretty good wine. Thank you also to our Portland sponsors, American Laser, Comcast, Latitudes, London Influence, and the Showroom. We'll see you next time on PDXposed from who knows where. Make good memories, everybody. By the way, we should also thank our Portland sponsors, don't you think? Mike? Yes.
Okay, that's another thing. PDXposed from Walla Walla. We'll be right back.
Let's promote wineries in a professional way and bring them to the consumer.
And that's going to do it from PDXposed from Walla Walla. Back to you, Marcia and Tom in studio.